A very good morning to you, Y in the Morning family. You are watching Y254 TV, and this is the Youth and Politics segment with myself, Hilda Wadidi. And I am joined by the very able, interesting gentleman from the Runyenjes Central Ward MCA, Steve Simba. Salimia watu.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Steve Simba. This is my second term in the county assembly and the deputy speaker of Embu County. And I'm a young person, a youth, and I'm grateful to the people of my ward and the county for giving an opportunity to offer my leadership and the political leadership. And I'm grateful that I made it the second term. This is a clear indication that young people can make it in politics and can change their areas of jurisdiction. And therefore, I want to take this opportunity to say hi to all youths and Kenyans at large who are watching us and asking them to stay tuned and could be discuss one or two things about politics because it is my vision and it is always my passion to see more young people engage in youthful activity in politics and get the leadership of this country and also point out a few issues that I feel discouraged because some of us who were there fighting for the space of young people in the year 2009 when I was a student leader in Moi University. We tried to fought for youth the policy in the national government, and these are the issues. So when I see young people that have been, that have benefited from our fight, them that have been able to get to the leadership, the political leadership, when I see them misusing power, joking with power, not addressing the issues that are affecting the young people of this country, I feel discouraged. I feel I can just have a cane and whip them. We want to see young leaders, young politicians, my brother Babu, addressing the issues that are affecting the young people of this country so that we can be trusted by Kenyans. But I can tell you, if that is the direction some of us young people will take, I want to assure you the political future of young people will go down. We want Kenyans to feel that yes, we need young blood in politics, that these are the drivers of change. But we must also, as young leaders, as young politicians, set standards, set the pace for others that want to join politics. So I want to say hi to Kenyans and say they are welcome, and I'm also very ready and excited even to be hosted in this station. I've never been to this station. I've just been following it. I'm a great fan of it, and that's why you see me excited this morning. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, very long introduction there. But speaking of setting the pace for young leaders to take over, what's your opinion on this issue of national dialogue that is being called by the NCCK, and what would be your opinion on the particular issue? Because there's some people who want to take part in politics, but they feel like their voices are not properly heard. Do you think this issue of dialogue is going to help straighten things out, or we are still going to march back and forth?
Very well, thank you very much. The Constitution, Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya, it's very clear that the sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya, and that power will be exercised directly or indirectly, and through their democratically elected. In fact, during campaigns, we usually say that power has already been taken back to the people. So you must go and beg them to delegate that power to you. And in Kenya, our democracy is about the rule of the many. The majority will rule. How do they exercise? If you get majority votes, then according to the law, you become that power, of course, is now delegated to you, and you are supposed now to exercise it on behalf of the people. Number two, now our constitution, you see, our democracy is constitutional guided. It's a constitutional democracy, our country. So you just not wake up one time and just do your things. It is well defined. How do you exercise that power? How do you get that power? How do Kenyans have to delegate? Which process to delegate that power? And so I just feel discouraged that this is not the direction that this country needs to move. Our constitution is very clear. How is the power given to whoever is being dedicated to? Now, what is this dialogue all about? And I'm just feeling a bit low with my Archbishop. I'm just I'm a follower of the Anglican Church. I'm just so close to my church and I have it at passion. But the recent statement by my Archbishop, I tell you, I'm feeling so much discouraged about them, because one time I remember, he urged that let the NASA leader take an oath. An oath of what? And I reminded him through my Facebook account and tweet that he is the Archbishop because somebody else followed the rule of law. He followed the Anglican constitution, and my Bishop Mashamba from my county was a candidate for the position of the Archbishop. But because the constitution is very clear that whoever gains the majority vote becomes the Archbishop, he respected that rule of law. And as the people of Embu and others who are his followers, we never assembled our people to enthrone him as the Archbishop, the Christians Archbishop, in comparison to the people's president, the Christians Archbishop. We never did that because it's about the rule of law. Before, where dialogues have been called upon and where we have been having coalition, in fact, there is nowhere the constitution anticipates of a coalition government. A coalition government emanates from a crisis. It's just a measure, to just solve a certain crisis. And that is not where the country wants to move, because Kenyans are feeling the heat. I tell you today, the cost of living is so high. You just go to a supermarket with your 10,000. Sometimes I usually ask myself, and where do I take my money? You have 100,000 the other day. Tomorrow, pesa imeenda wapi? And why all this? Because the cost of living is very high. Do we want an expanded government where all the monies will go to our pocket as salaries? No. Kenyans want project that can create employment for young people, which we are saying is a ticking time bomb, and every county must think, and as a country must think of creating employment to the young people, and there is no shortcut for that. So those are the dialogues we want to encourage, and the national dialogues are done in the National Assembly. Even areas where the president was not elected, they have a representative in the National Assembly. We have counties assemblies and we have the governors. This is where the dialogues need to be addressed, because this is where issues that are affecting Kenyans can be addressed, nowhere else. So for me, that dialogue, it is a waste of time. It is not necessary. It is just any other side show, just to take us behind. Let us, as just the diplomats, urged Kenyans and urged the opposition leaders, let them accept that the president is Uhuru Kenyatta and the deputy. Let us, all of us as Kenyans, support those that are in power if they really love this country. And because it's not a do or die, it's not that because we went for election last year, there will be another election in 2022. Let them go and plan the house. Even me, myself, I went for an election and was prepared to lose. In fact, in my second term was a bit tougher than my first term, because people wanted me to prove why I should be re-elected. And I was prepared to go home, but I worked hard, and people allowed me to serve them. So that is the spirit we want to encourage Kenyans. That you lose an election, that is not the end of the day. But I also want to caution those that are in government. Sometimes when you win, you can utter statement that will make a loser feel so demoralized. You don't celebrate in a way to intimidate your competitor. You celebrate in a way to accommodate and to show the other person that though you lost, you can still have a chance. So even as you celebrate, as I celebrate, I don't have to speak and utter words that will make my competitor feel so down, I should encourage him. And the way the president has been, and you have seen how the president has been, you lost, let us work together. Let us discuss. We had.
Speaking of working and him calling for action and people to work together, you are the Runyenjes Central Ward MCA. Usually there's this notion that has been going around that MCAs tend to derail devolution. So can you say something about that?
Now let me tell you, the greatest fighters of devolution are the MCAs. And I think, and I've seen some negative attitude towards the members of the county assembly, and I want Kenyans to stop that kind of thinking. And they should start befriending the MCAs, and they should know these are the real devolution fighters. Because in the morning in my home, people with all kind of problems flock in my home. I can tell you what we go through. Sometimes when you hear MCAs ask for more, for more salary, it's not because they want. If at all what I'm paid, I consume it alone with my family, then I'll be contented. I would even request that my salary be reduced. Yes, but let me tell you what we go through. We go to families that are so down. Here is a lady, this is an orphan, this is a widow who is so poor. He has, he wants his children to go to school. The bursaries are not there. He is a sick mother, an old mother, nobody cares. He comes to the MCA's home. What do you want? You will not tell him to pray. You will not tell her to wait for the bill. You will not tell her to wait for the budget. You will give what you have. And I can tell you that is what MCAs go through on daily basis. We go people who set off very poor family who cannot even set off barriers. They are Simba is, please assist us. What are we going to do? You over your vehicle, take my vehicle, you give your cash. I tell you, the real devolution fighters, the real problem solvers at the grassroots is the MCA.
Well, there was a time during your last tenure in office, during your previous term, when the Ward Development Fund had given each MCA 40 million shillings to do some work of development. And then there were issues that were raised concerning how operational the kitty was going to be even after giving the money. Was it resolved, and what did you use your 40 million to do for Runyenjes Central Ward?
Very well, thank you very much. Actually, what happened, we were the first county to come up with a bill. In fact, I sponsored it with my former deputy speaker, the Honorable Ibrahim Swale. And we thought, and many a times, when it comes to matters of politics, and we were checking on where the CDF began. And if you look the history a bit, you realize that the CDF started in 2003, and this is where the development at the grassroots was now felt. And Wanjiko felt, hey, so this can be done, so my bridge can even be remembered, can be considered, and so many people, and especially Wanjiko, accepted and appreciated what the CDF did. And this came because you can be an MP, but you don't support the ruling regime. You don't support the sitting president. Could be your people even never voted for that person. So you can be disadvantaged, because sometimes, in power, in politics, sometimes you reward loyalty, and you can decide to punish those that they don't come on your side, because you also want to retain power, and politics is about power. And that's why CDF came in, so that even if Simba is not a supporter of the sitting, it's not a supporter of the sitting regime, then he can still develop, his people can still access development. That is the same idea that we had, the same idea, that why don't we start a kitty, so that even if I don't support the governor, even if I'm so sharp in oversighting, and you see oversighting is not very good. It's not very good to tell people this is your mistake, you are not doing it right.
I've seen that's the main role of an MCA.
Yes,
to oversight.
Oversight, our constitutional mandate is oversight. To tell the governor, to tell the minister, this is wrong, and I'm going to beat you because you cannot account for added million. So this is a very tricky job. So somehow, if you are so you are so focal like me, you can create enemies. And you know, I mean, decide now I will punish you. You will never step in this assembly again. Your area, you know, you rag behind. So we thought of coming up with a ward kitty that even if you don't support the ruling regime, your people can still access development.
But that's where we need you guys to define for us what exactly does an MCA do, because there's a part in one of your rules that says that you should not directly or indirectly be involved in executive functions of the county government. So if you have a kitty and you have money for development, how are you not involved?
Okay, you know, we have our three main role. One is oversight, where you check the government, you keep the government on toes, and of course you cannot be able to oversight yourself. That's why there's that separation of power. That you as an MC cannot directly be involved with the money matters, because if I'm given 20 million, how will I oversight myself? It is not possible. You cannot prosecute yourself and you are still the same judge. Of course you will be biased. And so the other role is representation. We represent the interest of the people. And how we do it in the assembly, how do we represent it? We make sure that whatever our people want, we transform it, we convert it into a bill, into a registration, into a law that can now be implemented by the executive. And finally, the other one is about registration making of laws. That is actually our core function. Now, our kitty is actually a replica of the CDF Act, where an MCA is just a patron. It's just there to make sure that wananchi, the public participation, that you involve the community. You know, I will read that public participation. We'll have a sitting with the people of this sub-location, this area, with this youth. What do you want as your priority as young people? Do you want talent development? Do you want a kitty to start your businesses? What is that you want? Do you want we first fight drugs? So what is your priority? So I'll champion that. Then there is a committee that's supposed to implement that. So the role of MC is I'm the patron. I'll be the patron of that kitty. I'll have a say. Not really implement directly. I will not build classes. I will not build roads. But I'll be the champion. I'll be the patron. I'll say my manifesto. This is the manifesto that people bought. So this kitty must also be aligned to my manifesto. I said I want to develop talent. So can I see the talent component, talent development component in this kitty? That is the patronage. That is what we are looking for. So that the executive will not say this 20 in my ward. We just want to do piping. We don't just need to bring water. We just want to do this health facility. No, I'll say, but I have a manifesto. I had a manifesto. My manifesto wanted this. So can we encourage it in this 20 million? That is why we wanted this kitty. And we want to thank the senator for Moranga, Kangata, who is really championing it in the Senate. And we believe the National Assembly and the Senate will be able to pass that, so that we may be able to bring equity at the grassroots and in all over this country.
All right. Now there's a viewer who's asking you.
Yes.
His name is Simeu from Gashie. Unafanya nini kuboresha maisha ya walemavu, vijana na wasichana? What are you doing in terms of disability as one of your plans for this year? Yes.
Actually, Article 55 in Embu County specifically. Actually, in Article 55, it's about young people, about appointment, and about having an opportunity, to participate in government. One, as an MCA, one, developing talent in my county. The football, the talent. We have a talent academy, the first in Embu, and also I think we have very few. I remember we in Kirinyaga County, we came to benchmark with our talent academy, where we trust that we'll be able, to define the youth, the talent for young people, to fine tune what they, do the training of their talent, and make sure we market their talent. Okay. We commercialize their talent. That is what we have, and very soon we'll be equipping it. We have already constructed, we've already started, and we'll be equipping it in actually before July, because we have set aside 40 million for the supplementary budget. This financial year ending June this year. So before June, we should equip our talent academy. We'll also be having talent search of the upcoming talent, and we also want to encourage our young people, and I've said this before, our young people must discover themselves. We have a big problem for the young people of this country. No matter how as leaders we want to assist them, some of them cannot be assisted because they have to choose between clapping, between kuref, because our people, our young people, they are so much in drugs, I can tell you. And sometimes we say, because there are no jobs. No, it is not because there are no jobs. It is a habit. They are so much in drinking that even they forget there is a future. You engage youth today, after 2-3 weeks, they have left. Where are they? They came drunk, they came what? So as social young people, they have to discover what they want as young people. What do you want as a young person? Because a leader will not define what you want. It is you to decide what you want as a young person. Then as a young person, I will be able to push you. But I have seen that disconnect. You cannot be drunk from morning to evening and still blame your MCA. What will MCA do with a drunk person? It is not possible. It is not possible. How will I assist a drunk person? I've tried my best and I'm discouraged by some of these young people. You are there, you assist them, you buy them balls, you decide of how we can come up with a kitty so that we commercialize this sport. But tomorrow that crap, after 1 week, I tell you it's dying. After 3 months, there is no more. They are not available. Also, you're saying the youth should also take initiative. As much as the government is trying to avail these opportunities to them, it's up to them to seize the opportunity and use it. Now in Embu County, mmekuwa na issues kidogo here and there. There are 2 tribes hapo Mbere na Embu hawapendani. So as the leader or as the deputy speaker for Embu County Assembly, what have you guys been doing to curb the ethnicity problem? Very well. To me, the issue with ethnicity, I think, is either a concept that an hypothesis that has not been proved. Because in Embu we are good friends, and actually we are, it's a small county, a very small county of around about 350 registered voters. That's a very small population. And the issue, some people like fueling it a bit when it comes to politics, because you want to, you want that tribal, that tribal base, the starting point. You want some votes. So it's not really there. The people are so friendly. In fact, our people, they trade together. So to me, I cannot say it's still so much there. But you hear sometimes when, like for instance, if I come from the Embu side, I tend to to check that leader from that person, that leader from the Bere side. So somehow, hey, so that it's only that. But I can tell you, to me, there is no tribalism in Embu. It's only thought that because these are the big, the big 2, and like this side will want to have a governor, this also will also want to bring a governor. That is where the gap comes in. But I can tell you, the people are freely and tamali, and we didn't do our business together. And what I've said before, because the issue of impeachment of the governor Wambora last term wanted to bring those tribal connotations. So what I said as a deputy speaker, and what we are doing today, even with my speaker, is to make sure the leaders are together, is to make sure that we as the people of Embu, we speak in one voice. All right, let me talk to you now as an individual, as Honorable Steve Simba. Hey. You have been you've been on the headlines a lot, especially when it comes to issues of women.
Now, can you tell us what agendas you have for the women going forward? Because it would be very unfair for me to not mention about your No Bra Day breast cancer policy and the loneliness compensation. Can you please tell us about this too?
Oh, that's very interesting. All right. So, where do you want me to begin?
Start with the breast cancer and the bra, and then we'll go to the loneliness compensation, and then we'll go to the warmth.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, very well. You see, in the assembly, it's not in the assembly. It's somewhere where you crack jokes, you create right moment. It's not a cell. It's not a police cell. It's not, it's not a lecture hall. It's where you exchange ideas. Where sometimes you create those right moments. And I remember the issue of the No Bra Day. We remember that time when we were advocating for the breast cancer. So I never really intended that women should have no but you see, the media, you're also very wise, you guys. You always take that part that will excite Kenyans, and you see Kenyans also are fond of such, so they were very excited. But
you said that your spouses of MCAs and governors and what have you should be compensated because they are lonely, because you guys are busy doing county activities.
I remember that issue brought a lot of heat, and that's actually, I just asked those guys from the media to categorically state what I really meant, because what I said, I remember that time when the speaker of the county assembly of Nairobi, Madam Beatrice Elachi, we and Senator Mutura Kironzo Jr. This time they brought a bill that wanted the senators to be the chairpersons of the national development, of the county development boards. They had created some boards, and because for that bill to pass, they had to seek support from the counties. So I remember they came to us to seek for that support to create that board, and we said no, and we were against that time. We were against the Senate that time because we felt these old guys are not assisting the counties grow.
Oh, I see. This old guys' war has been fought a lot of late.
The senators, so we felt they were never assisting the counties in any way, and so you remember the Nyumba ya Wazee thing. Yeah. So if I told the MCAs, these people now they want to be the chairmans at the chairpersons of the development board of the county, and the secretary to be the governor. So where are the MCs? So I told them no, and I said they came promising us that we'll have the body cans, we'll have what we love car grant. So I told them these people will even promise us that our spouses will be paid. They came with a lot of perks. You'll be paid what? So I told the members. It was just a joke, a right moment to show the MCAs how we are these senators trying to convince us. I told them, you'll hear them saying they will be paying our wives their allowances. So it was not that a bill or a motion I had brought that our spouses will be paying surely.
Oh, so you were just joking?
Yeah, it was not even so serious, but Kenyans on me. I actually had to even apologize.
Wait. We have to wind up now. But there's one final question. The Embu Level 5 hospital, which had their first surgery last month. Can you tell us about that? Yes.
We are very happy as Embu, and I think the whole world and this country can see Embu is doing something. And we also want to congratulate our governor for such great initiative. In fact, we said that our priority in our last term is to fix the health sector. That's what we agreed to fix the health sector, and we are doing it. We have an ICU with 9 beds. Kenyatta has 11, so you can be sure that people can now come to Embu, and we've embroidered. In fact, this month we will be embroidering 326 medics across the county, so that we can be able to fix that problem. I'm also telling the young people to come over and get those jobs. They belong to them.
I see. It's about time we conclude, but I can see at least finally Embu County is trying to realize one of the big 4 agendas that has for the universal healthcare. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. It's about that time we conclude, but we will definitely continue with these kinds of conversation here at Y in the Morning, Y254 TV Youth and Politics segment with myself, Hilda Wadidi, every Monday, same time, same place. Ambia watu goodbye, mheshimiwa.
Okay, thank you very much to our viewers. We are grateful for creating time to listen to us, and we continue talking, and I believe I'll be a frequent visitor.
Yes, you will.
And I've really enjoyed being in this station. I'm very grateful, and I can assure you I'll be a great supporter and a marketer of this station, because we must empower young people.
Yes.
Thank you.
And as a parting shot, Valentine's Day umepangia nini mheshimiwa?
Mimi napangia niende kwa mama wazee na wazee wale wa mjini, tusherekee na wao, nitawapelekea maua kule mashinani. So maua mashinani? Maua mashinani. Sasa itakuwa Valentine mashinani.
So basi do not touch that dial. Valentine will be right up next with some more goodies on Y in the Morning.